Hello everyone, in this video I will be introducing to you the new group tutoring slip form that will be available for use when you've done orientations, workshops, or any group sessions. This group form is modeled after the regular slip form but does include a few new fields that I will be walking you through right now. Before you begin, you want to note that each group slip should only include one professor. So if I have a session with 5 students and 3 of them are Professor Gavin Brown's students and the rest are Chris Barron's students, you would only need to complete 2 separate slips, one per professor. Gavin's slip would include his 3 students in the single slip, and Chris Barron's slip would include his 2 students. Okay, so now we can begin filling out a slip. Following our previous example, let's say that I had a live group session with 5 students, but 3 of them are Gavin's students. As with the regular slip, you will begin by including your name. When you get to the student name and ID sections right here, because we are filling in information for multiple students instead of only one student, you will be separating the student information using commas. Notice that I can input their info all at the same time as such. I listed all of their information all at the same time. So here is all of the student info and then for the name, and then here is all the student info for the IDs. So if you do all the names at once and then all of the IDs at once, you will notice how this can get kind of confusing, right? So instead, I recommend you input the student information and then the ID information in the following method to not get them confused. So instead of doing all the names first and then all of the IDs first, what I will do is that I will start with the first student name first, so Patrick Starr, and then I will move down into the student ID section and input his ID. Then I will go back into the student name section and input the second student name. And then I will put the second student ID. Okay. So then you would just repeat this until you are done with the process of inputting all of the information for the students in this specific group. So let me just finish up really quickly with the third student. So this way, I hope you notice how it can help you keep track. So the order of the names and the IDs do not get confused and they match. And also remember that you can use the workshop sign-in sheets for workshops and the roster copies for orientations or the front desk log for group sessions as tools while you complete this form if that helps you. Okay, moving forward into the next field. So this is the yes or no question about offsite hours. For workshops and orientations, please always mark yes as stated at the top of the field right here. So this one was a live tutoring session, and let's say it was on-site hours, let's say it was at 12 at noon, so I'm gonna mark no. But again, if this was a workshop or orientation, you would mark yes. Okay, so the next field is instructor and course. You would fill this in as usual. So Gavin Brown, English 13A, let's say, and today's date. Awesome. So now the group form will not include the time start and time end fields you are familiar with in the regular slip. Instead, you will simply include number of students listed on this single slip for this professor, which in this case, it was 3 students, as you can see up here. So I'm gonna put 3 students. And then you will include the duration of the event. And you wanna note that if the duration of the event or session is less than 1 hour, you wanna round up to 1 hour. So for example, if this live tutoring session with the 3 students only lasted 45 minutes, I will round up to 1 hour. So 1 hour. And then finally, to get the total hours, simply multiply the numbers you provided for the previous two fields. In other words, multiply the number of students by the number of duration. And in this case, it would be 3 students times 1 hour, which equals to 3 hours. All right. And that is everything new about the group form. The rest is the same as the regular slip. Remember how this example included a total of 5 students, but 3 of them were Gavin's and 2 of them were Chris's. This means that after filling out this slip form for Gavin and submitting it, I will also need to do a second one of these forms for Chris's 2 students. Overall, this new slip allowed us to only need to complete 2 group slips instead of 5 individual ones. And I hope you find this group slip will save you time in completing the slips for events or sessions with multiple students. And I also hope that you found this visual example helpful. But if you have any questions, please reach out to me, Liz, via Remind so that I can set up a time to meet with you and answer any leftover questions. Thank you.